What's up guys, Duckopinion here, and we're doing our video review for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. So right off the bat, I want to talk about what's in the game. Starting off, they have 10 pros that a couple are old school, but they're mostly just new skaters that just got into it, that are really killing the scene. And so they also have Lil Wang and this weird cartoon character guy that you can't unlock, but there's really no hidden skaters. Once you select your skater, you can edit their stats, and you can look at their tricks, but you can't edit tricks in no particular way. You can just look and see what people have. They have 2 alternate uniforms, but you can customize any of the skaters with these head, bodies, and boards. So basically they're just heads that you unlock in different bodies, such as Octodad, Caveman, such like that, and it's kind of cool, but it's not Create a Skater. So let's move on to the levels. They have 8 levels. 2 of them are remakes, and the rest are kind of new, and most of them are pretty good. Minus the fact that they took out a bit of School 3, but they're pretty good. I do like the levels, and I do like the fact that it's seamless online with 20 players. It makes it really come alive, and it's really cool. So inside the levels, all the levels are going to have the same stuff. They're going to have collect skate, collect the DVD, collect the VHS, and it'll tell you to either knock down some stuff or to find some stuff. That'll be in every single level. And then you can do missions. So with missions, it gives you a little bit of load time. It gives you this 3 seconds here, and then it starts the mission. It's kind of an awkward way to start a mission, but in each level, you basically have the same exact goals. And they're really the same. You get a high score gold, a grind gold, a shoot objects gold, a goofy gold of collecting stuff, and they're literally all the same goals. I like them, but there's no variety. It's the same ones in each level, but they're just harder to accomplish. So let's talk about the tricks. It's really lacking in this game. So you can hit special, and it's the same exact configuration to do the trick, but it just is kind of a different kind of angle of a trick, and it just looks bigger, but you basically can't fall. If you land it too soon, it just counts as sloppy. You also can't fall in manuals or grinds. They really made this game kind of like Shred and Ride when it comes to the tricks, which make the tricks very limited, and you can't edit them at all. And basically, you can't even 360 flip in this game. The tricks are extremely limited and nothing like the old school Tony Hawk series. Like I said, they kind of went with the ride field where there's just a few tricks and you're just kind of flying down. It's more arcadey, and that's a huge letdown because I'm big on going and editing my tricks and making certain tricks. Like, I like to press down to make my tray flips. I like using dark slides and 540 flips as my specials, and you can't do that. The tricks are very limited and you can't edit them at all, and this is very upsetting to me. This is one of the biggest lets down in the game, is that the tricks aren't the same. So the last feature in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 is you can create your own park. Even though it is limited, and I did run out of space before I was done, they do give you a good number of props to put down, and I do find it to be very fun. But I do feel like the uploading it is kind of bad. I wish it was more like Super Mario Maker, so you can give out a code to your friends and they can play it and rate it. But this way you kind of just upload it and people might see it and rate it, but 9 out of 10 it'll probably just get thrown in a bin. No one will ever see it, and they'll kind of miss the opportunity to play a really cool park. And I don't think you're getting a lot of ratings, and it's kind of sad. But overall, I do like the Creative Park, even though it is pretty buggy when you're playing the actual parks. They can miss grinds that are pretty obvious, and the game kind of won't catch up with itself sometimes, but I do like this as a feature. I do think it is pretty fun, and I will be using it later in the future. So that's pretty much Tony Hawk 5 in a nutshell. There's 8 different levels that have pretty much the same exact missions in them, but they just become harder. There's 10 skaters that you can upgrade their stats, but there's no hidden skaters. You're just able to unlock kind of trophy helmets and trophy chest plates that you can kind of goof around with. And there is 20-player online, which does make it kind of come to life, but within the online, there's no graffiti mode with your friends. There's no play skate mode. There's no just hanging out by yourself mode. It's really missing things to do with your friends, so it kind of leaves the online part very empty. And although it is cool to actually see skaters skating around, there's really nothing to do with them. But I will say it is a lot better than single player, because when I play single player, it is completely empty. There's no pedestrians, there's no just anything going on in the levels to make them come alive. They seem really, really bland, and that really is, it's sad because a lot of these levels have potential. They just don't live up to them. Like, they remake 2 of the levels. They remade School 3, but half of the level is missing. They like forgot to remake half of it, and it's pretty sad. So as a veteran Tony Hawk player who has played all the Tony Hawks, almost all of them on day 1, might I add, you and put hours and hours into beating these games, this game is really hard to review because I want to give it a good review. I want to give it a good score, but if I take away the nostalgia and I just look at this as if I never played a Tony Hawk game before, it is one of the most emptiest, blandest games I've ever seen that's actually sold as a $60 AAA game. I can't stress how if they would have put this game out as a $30 download only, it would have been great. It would have been a great entry in Tony Hawk, it would have been worth the money, but the fact there's no story mode, the lack of levels and them being really tiny, dead, and bland, and just the lack of tricks in general. I mean, you can't even tray flip. It's insane. That's one of the most iconic skate tricks out there, but you can't edit the tricks, you can't tray flip. They just made it really, really arcadey and really, really easy to pick up and play for normal players, but it's really, really dead. It doesn't have the heart, it doesn't have the soul. The only thing they really nailed good in this game is the fact that it does flow good. It flows a lot better than Tony Hawk HD Remake, and it feels good when you're skating. And that right there, with my nostalgia and loving Tony Hawk games, I will probably put around 60 hours into this game just messing around, and it probably will be worth it at the end for me. But if you're not like a hardcore fan who's grew up with this game over the years and you're just picking this up as a skating game, you're going to be very, very disappointed. We're in 2015, we got games like Witcher 3, NBA 2K16, Metal Gear Solid. These games will give you hundreds and hundreds of hours for the exact same price as this game. And this game does not live up to the price tag, not even close. That's why they just made a huge mistake. It should have been a arcade type game that you can download for $30, and it would have been really cool. A lot of people would have picked it up, a lot of people would have had fun with it, but charging full price for something that is just very empty, and someone can literally be done this game within 2 days, play it for 10 hours, and that's $60 down the drain. In 2015, that is unacceptable. Even for a Tony Hawk sports-like game that's meant to be replayed over and over, there's just nothing to do in it. It's completely bland, and this is the 4th time that Robomoto has built a Tony Hawk game and has been a letdown. Why do they keep getting chances? They did the HD remake, and it was pretty bad. The controls were off, it didn't feel good, but the levels themselves were cool. They did Shred and Ride, which are completely terrible, get on a fake skateboard and go. And then they basically took the concept from those games, removed the skateboard, and added the old school Tony Hawk feel to it, and didn't do anything else, and wanted to charge you $60 for it. It's a ripoff. I don't recommend you guys picking it up. I recommend you guys waiting a few months, and trust me, it'll probably be $20 within then, and they probably won't even make it for previous gen consoles. It is really a shame that I'm saying this. I love Tony Hawk games, but they didn't do it right. And there's so many things that they could have did to make this game better, and they just didn't do it. There's like a lack of passion. There's a lack of wanting to make this game progress, and that really hurts me. I think if Tony Hawk ever has the opportunity to make Tony Hawk Pro Skater 6 or Underground 3, they should completely find someone new to do it and give someone that really cares about this series a shot at it. So that's my review for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. If I had to give it a score, I'm just going to say maybe a 4 out of 10. It's very hard to score this game because it's very empty, and I have a very strong nostalgic feel to it, and I do love playing it and I enjoyed it a lot, but it is very empty, and I'm sure before even Fallout 3 hits, I will have stopped playing this game, and I will have moved on. And that is very, very sad. So that is it. That is almost a 10-minute review I've done, and that's pretty crazy, but I'm very passionate about Tony Hawk games, and I wanted to put everything on the table. If you enjoyed the video, like it, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. I'll be posting more Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 footage coming soon here on the only channel where dust can fly, so don't forget, my friends, to like and subscribe.
I'm here now, and there's nothing left. Here's my final regret before I pick up the check. All my passion has failed, all my hopes it went stale. I'm right.